What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of left guard TJ Bass against the Detroit Lions because the guy had a phenomenal game against the Lions. He stepped in for Tyler Smith, who ended up getting hurt, and he played 26 snaps, did a great job. But it is interesting because I think Bass is definitely a long-term starting offensive lineman. Now, I'm not 100% sure if he's going to play guard maybe when Zach Martin retires, or if he's the replacement possibly for Tyler Biadasz, who's in the final year of his contract. Obviously, we'll see what ends up happening, but based off the tape, I think it's very clear to say that TJ Bass is definitely the real deal. Now, I do want to say something within this play. Someone makes a mistake, and I say that because within this play, you're going to see that one defensive lineman basically comes unblocked, and you're going to see that the quarterback's going to get hit. At the same time, you're going to see Pollard's going to end up here to the left. And I'm positive that's not the proper protection scheme here. Now, it is interesting because the slide here is to the left. You can see the center pulling to the left. Martin, the left guard, both also point to the left. Now, what that means to me right now is that the offensive linemen are going to slide over here. So you get the left guard, left tackle taking these two guys. The center and right guard have to take the nose up to 55. And the right tackle here is either going to take one of these two guys. Most likely, in this scenario, the right tackle would take the defensive end. And it would be the running back that has to step up and take this guy here. Now, of course, do also keep in mind if 55 drops off, the guard will then just kind of pick up the outside linebacker there. So as this play begins, you guys are going to see kind of what's going to happen. 55 changes his alignment. The left guard's going to come downwards. The center left guard end up picking up the linebacker and nose. But what ends up happening, as you guys see, is the outside linebacker ends up going free, and Tony Pollard also ends up going to the left. So I'm not exactly sure what happens within this play that allowed 46 to go free, because there were enough guys there to pick it up. It ultimately does not matter because Dak Prescott got the ball out quickly. CeeDee Lamb picked up 14 yards, but you don't want your quarterback taking a hit, right? So within this play, I believe it was Tony Pollard that makes the mistake based off the slide. But you'll also see, and I want to just point this out really quickly, if you guys look at Dak Prescott as he's making this change, Tony Pollard kind of asks Prescott right here what's going on, and Prescott does point to the left. So I'm not sure if he's telling Tony Pollard you're picking up a guy to the left or if the offense line slides to the left. Either way, someone makes a mistake here, and I'm pretty sure it's Tony Pollard. Either way, very, very excited for the TJ Bass film breakdown. A lot of really good things on tape. Let's just get right into it. Check this play out here. Bass is going to do a great job getting physical with the defensive tackle and putting him into the ground. Really, really nice job being physical, taking that second shot on him as well. That's just a really, really good physical rep. Once the defensive tackle falls, I love how he hits him a second time. You want to make sure that a guy can't get up and possibly get to your quarterback, right? So if he's on the ground, you want to jump on him or at least hit him a second time. Bass does that. Great job of getting to the next snap. So you got another one once again, just being physical. Love the mindset here by Bass. Once again, man, just helping out the center, putting a defensive lineman down. This was the third snap of TJ Bass's game, and you can see on the very third one, he's going to have his second pancake, right? The last play I showed you guys was the second play Bass was in. This is the third play. Again, just being physical, being aggressive, putting people down. I love that mindset that Bass brings and tries to play with. So we've already seen two pancake blocks by TJ Bass. This one right here is the sixth play, and you're about to see the third pancake block. Probably the best block so far. Absolutely takes a hit. On the defensive end, I mean, I love the physicality that Bass is trying to play with. I mean, that is beautiful right there by Bass. Love when these guards are able to pass off guys to centers the way they do here. Bass helps the center, gets off the block, comes back around, and lays a really, really nice hit here on the defensive end. Beautiful job. Let's get into the next snap. Check this play out. The defense is going to bring both linebackers, and they're going to drop off the three technique here. It's a great job by the offensive line to process and pick up exactly which guys they need to be able to kind of pick up within this play. And of course, Bass does a good job as well. He initially has the guy lined up directly to his outside shoulder, which is the three technique here, or say the long three technique. So he's going to initially pick that guy up, but notice how he's going to switch with the center. So 42 is going to end up going into Bass. The D tackle here is going to loop around, and Bass does a great job picking up the inside linebacker here, which frees up the center to take on the stunting defensive tackle, which is a really good job processing by the two guys. It's a good job switching. And the running back here also does a nice job. On this one here, he's going to properly pick this one up. You're going to see number 34 blitz. Zach Martin's going to initially step out. They're simulating pressure with the D tackle who's going to drop off, which is going to allow the linebacker here to basically go free. So the D tackle drops off. The linebacker goes free. Martin's not going to be able to get to him because of the fact that the D tackle is lined up in the long 3 technique. To me, it's a good job by the Detroit Lions. You put both guys in the 3 technique. It is obviously 3rd and 5, which makes sense. You're able to kind of do that. And Martin has to step out, which allows the linebacker to generate a little bit of pressure. Of course, on this one, the running back does a great job picking it up. The Cowboys here are going to run duos, so you're going to get a double team block here, and I believe they're supposed to get up to the inside linebacker here. Watch the movement on this defensive tackle by the left guard and left tackle. They're going to crush this guy. They're going to really create a bunch of space on this one, and the running back is actually going to pick up 7 yards. So it's a great job right there by Bass to make contact. He's low as well, and you can see the movement that gets created. 7 yards on this one. And I would argue that Bass is a big part of this play ultimately working. Phenomenal job with the block as well. Attacks the hip of the defensive tackle right there. Gets him moved off the spot, and you can see they process it up to the linebacker. Of course, from here to here, the lane develops, which was needed because on this play, there's nothing on the inside. So it's a great job creating movement and ultimately picking up 7 yards on this one. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Alrighty, guys, you're going to get a 3rd and 5 here, and you're actually going to get an 8-yard sack by the right tackle. You guys can watch the right tackle here. Terrence Steele has to do a better job. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson just straight up ghost moves this guy, and he baits him right into this move here. So as Aiden Hutchinson's going to explode out of his stance, he's going to get the right hand out there. Terrence Steele's going to lean into that a little bit, and Hutchinson's going to just straight up spin off of it. You got to do a better job if you're Terrence Steele. Big moment of the game here, 3rd and 5, and you're going to allow an 8-yard sack. A drive as well where, you drove downfield, you had the possibility to score. Let's look at TJ Bass. There's a lot going on here, as you guys can tell. Let me back this up here. Really interesting, right? Because within this play, the defense has already shown they're in some sort of man coverage, right? So one of these 2 guys is going to be man-to-man on the running back. And there's also a chance that you'll get at least 3 guys to come, which means the offensive line has to process exactly what it is that's about to happen. So if you guys keep an eye on the left guard on this one, watch him process exactly what happens. He's going to recognize who comes, who doesn't. He's going to pass off the defensive tackle to Tyron Smith. And that's a good job, right? To be able to recognize who's coming, who's not, passing him off. And Tyron Smith picks him up. The DN comes around. He does a good job picking that up. But of course, Dak Prescott does end up getting sacked. Let's get into the next snap. This is a very controversial moment of the game. You're going to get a zone run to the left. Bass do a pretty good job reaching here on the 3 technique. He's not able to fully hook him off, but he does a good job with the strength to hold the block long enough that the running back's able to get through the gap. Of course, controversial tripping penalty, 15 yards. Basically ruined this drive, right? This was the drive right after the interception that I believe it was Donovan Wilson guy. It was the 2nd interception of the game. Really, really good job, in my opinion, by the tight end. Honestly, I felt like the tight end here, Hendershot, does a great job turning out the defensive end. I mean, that's a powerful, powerful thing to do. And honestly, Hutchinson's the ones that sticks his leg out right there. And for some reason, the referees called this on Hendershot as opposed to on Hutchinson. And the Cowboys, on a 7-yard run, actually go back 15 yards. So to me, this was a big moment of the game. Of course, TJ Bass does a pretty good job with the grip strength to hold on to that defensive tackle, which allowed the running back to basically pick up the 7 yards. Overall, I felt like TJ Bass had a really, really good game against the Detroit Lions. And I do think that as this guy continues to develop, keep in mind he's only a rookie. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the NFL. He's been a backup for pretty much the entire season. But I think as TJ Bass continues to play, as he goes into his 2nd year specifically, which will be next year, and as this guy actually gets stronger and is able to have a full offseason and work out and put the effort into being a better football player, to me, this guy's going to be phenomenal. You already see the flashes. He's strong, he's physical, he's tough, he's smart as hell. And I think those type of things right there go well when you put those together. Of course, the year 2 leap will be the big thing with TJ Bass, but I think there's good things coming out of this guy here. Maybe he'll be the starting center next season. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.